about the sound? Great. Thank you so much for having me. It's a real honor to be here with you today. I want to tell you a little bit about my journey as an entrepreneur, or as a multipreneur or solopreneur, whatever it's called. We will get into the details throughout this presentation. But I want you to know that you're free to ask questions whenever you feel like it. I welcome it. It would be interesting to dig into your questions. So just go ahead and raise your hand if you have anything you want to say. Okay, so you're in the gymnasium years. You're like 15, 16 or something. How old are you? Does anyone know how old you are? No? 7, okay. Then you have a long way to go. 17, okay. 17, great. I'm a bit older. I've done a lot of stuff in my years. I'm an engineer from KTH, and I'm self-employed. I've been an entrepreneur my entire career, and I've done a lot of different things. I don't even have time to read it out loud, but I want to come here today to talk about the entrepreneurship part. So let's dig into that. When you're an entrepreneur, you usually show. Sorry. Okay, I have some technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I should remove it. Hello? Okay, maybe I can just hold it then. But I've done a lot of different things, and I've been visible out in the media. I've been on magazines and on TV, on Break It, wherever you have me. So that's one side of being an entrepreneur, is to show your face and your name and be recognized in the industry. I was also here. I had the huge honor of being part of SSHL's 100-year-old anniversary this spring. I was in Draknästet together with legends like Carl Bennett and Jonas Eriksson, who you might know who they are. Really cool people. That was a huge honor, so thank you for that. This is me, 16 years old, like you are right now. This was 20 years ago, I think, and it was really fashionable to be super tanned, super blonde, and have really much makeup. And I just want to tell you that this girl is like super insecure. She thinks that she knows everything, but she will figure it out after a while. But maybe you feel like that. I think you're in your teenage years, and it's a real struggle. At least it was for me. This was a horrible time in my life. And I just want to tell you, it's getting better. If you're insecure now, you will find your path. And one path could be to become an entrepreneur. I think that's why all of you are here today, maybe, because you're interested in this path. Yeah? Okay, but I think it's super nice that you want to become entrepreneurs. But why do you want to become an entrepreneur? Is it because you want to be rich, famous, I don't know, all this cool stuff you see in the media? Or is it maybe because you want another lifestyle? You want to do something for yourself. You want to explore your ideas. You have so many theories and you have so much stuff that you want to test. Could that be something that is driving you? Because I'm not so sure that wanting to become rich and famous is a good motivator for becoming an entrepreneur. I think that's gonna kill your spirit if that is what you're going for, because like 1 promille or something actually finds that. The other ones maybe become depressed. It's very common to, hit the wall when you're an entrepreneur because it's so much pressure on you. So I think it's more healthy to look at this from another perspective. What do you want out from the entrepreneurship? Maybe something else. I'm just throwing it out there. I know you want to become rich and famous, but there is something else on the other side. Maybe. So In school, they don't teach you this, or at least not when I went to school. Maybe they're much better now, I think. Sorry to the professors in the room. I think you are teaching this, I hope. It's very important. There are two ways in this world to make money. You all want to make money, right? You want to become rich and famous. There are two ways you can do that. Either for someone else or for yourself. That's it. Choose your path. Usually, at least when I was little, they taught you how to become a good employee. You should stay at the same company for 50 years and you should get a golden watch at the end of the day. That's what we were taught. They didn't even talk about this other path where you actually, on your own 2 feet, earn money for yourself in your own company. You don't have any boss. You don't have anyone who you should report to. You report to yourself. This path, for me, was a very interesting path when I started to explore this. I want to also touch a little bit on venture capital. I know that all of you probably think that in order to become an entrepreneur, you need to have a sponsor. You need to have venture capital. You need to have 100 million SEK on your account in order to explore your idea. Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't. You can choose your own path. You can self-finance your entrepreneurship, because that's what I've been doing. You can finance it yourself with your own money. And that's amazing. Then you don't have a boss that you have to report to. You don't have the stress of having 100 million SEK to spend in your company, which will probably be spent bad anyway. You can learn as you go along. This is another path that I want to talk to you about today. So, you can do it for yourself, and as your own entrepreneur, you can either have venture capital, that's one extreme, or you can self-finance, that's on the other side of the spectrum. That is what I've been doing, and that is what I will show you a few examples of later in this presentation. So I would mostly consider myself more of a solopreneur or multipreneur rather than an entrepreneur. I will tell you more about this later. There's a lot of companies starting. This is a huge trend. With AI, this will explode even further. I think that in the future, where you all are going to try to make a living, a lot of more people will be solopreneurs, exactly like I am. They have their own little box, no employees, and they have lots of AI bots who do stuff for you, like marketing, sales, like all of this stuff. You can use AI bots for, and you have your own little shop, and you can earn a lot of money. And why hire when you can do everything yourself and earn everything for yourself? That's a question I've been asking myself throughout my whole career, and I never found an answer to why I would hire anyone. So this will just explode. A lot of more companies will be started, and I think all of you in here will start a lot of companies as well. I want to talk about business models. If we go into entrepreneurship in its core, if I leave you with one thing today, then that is business models. Now, what is a business model? Does anyone know what a business model is? No answers? Okay. A business model is how you generate revenue to your company. And this is very important because this can be a make or break for your idea. Okay, great. You have an idea. You want to sell fruit. I don't know, whatever you want. You want to sell fruit. Okay, how do you do that? Do you sell it in a store? Do you sell it online? Do you sell it as a subscription? You get fruit every month or something. Oh, that's a part of your value offer as an entrepreneur. It's very important to consider the business model, and we will get back to this a little bit later in the presentation. This is what I have been using throughout my entire career, and I want you to really think about about this, a successful product really only has 3 parts to it. It's 3 parts that constitutes a great product, a successful product. You have a product and a value offer, something that you sell, a product or a service, and you need to have an audience. And you need to know how to reach that audience. This is very difficult. This is like super hard, really, I can tell you. I will show you later. And you need to have a buying process. Some way to get the money into your account, of course. So value offer, audience, buying process. Think about this. This is all you need in order to have a successful product. I don't know if you've heard about this quote. I love this quote. If you're not embarrassed by your product, you have launched too late. Being an entrepreneur is a lot about being embarrassed, actually. You need to feel okay with launching a product that is like 80% done or something. Like, get it out in the market. People need to start using it in order for you to get real feedback from real customers. So being an entrepreneur is a lot about being embarrassed. And you need to start to feel okay about that. Because otherwise you have worked too hard for too long before you launched. And, this is also something that is super important, to test stuff all the time. You should be testing. You should test your hypothesis. This is actually really, when you think about it, this is the scientific method. You have a hypothesis, you test it, you gather evidence. Is it true? Is it false? No matter if it's true or false, it's a great result because you can move forward. You have your hypothesis, but then you can leave it when you have gathered the evidence to support it or to throw it out. Do you see what I'm getting? You do progress when you test stuff and you realize, oh, that was not a good idea. Great, we can move on to the next idea. Or, that was a great idea. Cool, let's test the next hypothesis, the next hypothesis. And that's how you build a great product. You test and iterate all the time. This was a quote from Spotify that I like a lot as well. It's on the same theme. Fail fast, learn fast, improve fast. Failure is absolutely amazing. Or I don't even call it failure, I just call it lessons. I've done a lot of failures. I will share with you a lot of failures today, so you can hear something from the real practical side of things. What I've failed at and what I learned from it. Okay, so we have gone through some theory. Now we will talk about real practice. Like, what have I actually done and why did it fail or why did it succeed? Because I think that is maybe most interesting to you. You know all the theory already. So in practice, how do you do this? That's what we're going to talk about now. I've done a lot of things the last 10 years. These are all my businesses, projects, ideas that me and mostly some partner I've usually done it with, maybe my husband or somebody else, that I've tested. And I will share a few of these today. So first of all, this was something we launched 10 years ago. Doesn't look cool, I don't know. But we had an idea, we had an hypothesis that an affiliate business model is something for us. So we built a website, we displayed some products that was available on Amazon, and we just linked the traffic from the website to Amazon, and we shared a part of the revenue of the purchase, because they paid us for the web traffic that we sent to them. That's the affiliate business model. It's a really easy model if you know how to draw traffic, of course, which we weren't that good at, so that's why this failed. But that was the first, one of the first ideas we had, that this affiliate model, that can't be that tough, that must be easy, let's try it out. And turns out it was much more tough than it seemed, but that's one business model that we tried. And then we have Newsgig. This was another idea that I had. The idea was that this was 10 years ago, so it was very revolutionary back then. Maybe not so much today, but the idea was that everyone has a phone with a decent camera in their pocket. We don't need journalists anymore. Great realization 10 years ago. And that was true. And my idea was that normal people are gonna be in these situations, these newsworthy situations, and take pictures and film. And then they probably want to sell it to the newspaper or the magazine or TV or whatever. So maybe I can start a marketplace where these two meet. You can sell your video or your image as a private person to the big media houses and get a cut, or I get a cut of the purchase. That was the idea. Very, pretty good idea, I think. Turns out, like launching a platform business model, platform is where a buyer and a seller meets. It's very difficult. Like, who do you get in first, the buyer or the seller? You need to have the seller in order to have the buyer, you need to have the buyer in order to have the seller. So it's a like, moment 22 in Swedish, what's it called in English? I don't remember. But, you know what I mean. So, that was really problematic actually. So, after a while, I throw this one out, but it was very interesting to explore the platform business model. And then we have Name Badger. This was another idea that we had and we built and we tested and we launched, and we realized it's so tough to get a hold of the audience. It's very expensive to generate traffic to this digital service. And what was Name Badger? Name Badger was basically that you can print badges, like this one actually, but with your name on it. So you can have these like standard holders, these are standard formats, and then you can just print your name and your logo and stuff, and we have a template for that, and you can just put in your logo, put in all the names for like conferences or whatever, and you can just print badges to everyone. Sorry about this one. That was also a great idea, I think, but we lacked the audience. One, part of that wheel of three, the audience was really tough to get a hold of with this one, and it usually is. And then we had Word Cloud API was another idea that we had. Great, let's start the entrepreneurship journey again. Let's launch a new product. And we launched this one, and what did it do? Well, 10 years ago, Word Clouds was really hot. Okay, you can probably not imagine that it was hot, but back then, like, doing just clouds of words was the shit. Like, this is how you presented statistics. It was really cool back then. It was like, something really cool at least. And it was going pretty well, but still not enough. But this is one of our revenue streams. Still, it's up. It's working. You can go and generate Word Cloud and pay for it. So this is working, but on a very small scale. Oh, and then we have a completely different thing. I want to share with you the total width of everything I've done. And I just was inspired to do a makeup Instagram when I was little. I was like, fuck it, I will have an Instagram with my face and my makeup, and I will be super rich and successful or something. Okay, didn't work out at all, but it was fun for a short while, and then I got bored. But I just want to show you that testing different hypotheses can mean like totally different things. I tested a hypothesis that I was good enough at makeup to have my own makeup Instagram. Turned out I was not. But I'm not ashamed. I'm pretty proud of this actually. It's still up, I haven't deleted it. So it's about not being embarrassed. It's like if you think that you could have a makeup Instagram and maybe earn money on it down the road, try it out, test it. That's the whole idea. And then we had this idea. We wanted to actually this is to match your watch lists. I have watch lists of movies that I want to watch, like a lot of movies I haven't seen yet that I want to watch. And maybe my friend has too. And when we go to dinner and we want to look at the movie, it's very difficult to decide which movie we want to watch. So the idea with this app was that we could just have the lists in the app and combine them and see if we have any lists or have any movies in common. So the idea was basically just to have lists of movies that you want to watch, and you can swipe on movies like you swipe on Tinder, like I want to watch this, or I don't want to watch that, and I want to watch this, and then you can just combine them with your friends and see if you have any movies you want to watch together. So this was the idea. It was a subscription business model, but very problematic to get a hold of the right audience. The audience is always the problem, right? Okay, and then I had this idea that I launched, the 1-year freelance deal. I've been a little bit of a profile in the freelance world, so I was like, at least with this idea, I have the audience. So now I can't fail, right? I have the audience, I have a great idea, and the idea was that we would help everyone who wants to become a freelancer or a solopreneur for 1 year. And then we can help them start their company, and then they could become self-employed after 1 year. So we hired them during 1 year. This was a great idea, and a lot of companies actually have this business model to this day. But I actually got bored of it. It wasn't fun. It was a lot of administrative work that I didn't like. So I actually threw this one out as well. But I tested it, and I learned from it. Okay, and then we have another idea that I had for several years. We had a business where we were selling teas on subscription. So every month you got new tea home that you could drink, and you could just subscribe on it. And it was actually going pretty well for a couple of years. But then it got very expensive to get a hold of the customers again. So the audience. It was super expensive to market to these people, and I got also quite bored of it actually. So we actually just threw this one out as well. And now we have Flowby. And this company is up and running in several different countries, and it's going pretty well. It's grown 300% since the last 2 years. So this is one of the successful ones. I also have successful ones, not only failures. And as I said, this is a SaaS service, if you've heard about that, subscription as a service. So our customers are B2B, business customers who pay us every month. And it's a digital queuing system. So you just scan a QR code and you stand in line, instead of have to stand in a physical line and stand still there and wait for your turn. You queue in your phone and you can walk around in the meantime. So that is what this is. And it's actually working very well. So also some successful ones. Yeah, and here I was in a Draknästet with this idea, or this company rather. And we got investment from Christian Koenigsegg, if you know who he is, Jonas Thelander, and also Shervin, who's done a lot of cool stuff. I don't know if you know who they are, but they are in the real Draknästet in SVT. But after a while, we actually turned their investment down because it wasn't the right timing for us. But it was really nice that they really believed in us and wanted to invest their money in our business. So that was a really interesting learning, actually. And then we have the podcast that I have been hosting. Now it's on pause because I just came back from parental leave, but this is another revenue model. In the podcast, I market different services and products, basically. So I have sponsors in the podcast. Another revenue stream into my company. There's lots of small revenue streams, but as a whole, it turns out to a lot. And if you look at each and every one of them, it's not that much. So that's what being a multipreneur is. It's like a lot of different revenue streams. Yeah, so I have a lot of cool guests in the podcast. You should check it out. It's about businesses in Sweden which are bootstrapped. Have you heard what bootstrap is? Everybody seems not knowing what it is. So bootstrap is when you finance your own business. That is what I talked about in the beginning. You don't have venture capital. You do it for yourself, on your own. Each of these companies are bootstrapped in some way or another. So it's been very important for you to understand that this is a path that is possible as well as an entrepreneur. So I would really encourage you to check out these podcast episodes where we talk about the bootstrapped business model. Okay, and here is my company. And what do I do? This is another company. This is my company that's up and running, and I do a lot of different things in this company as a multipreneur. I do expert consulting, which is my main revenue stream. I do lectures, I sell books, I host events. I also receive donations actually, because people read about the path of being a solopreneur on my website, and they donate money to me. I don't know why, but they do, because they are really happy that I help them become a solopreneur. And then I do a lot of investing in other companies as well. I'm a board member. So there's a lot of different revenue streams.